Oh wait, I gotta pull up my notes.
Okay. I already started. Hey,
That's
everybody.
okay.
Roman versus the Squashfest podcast and my co host.
If WWE were a Major League Baseball player, they would be a Hall of Famer because they hit 1 out of 3 out the park.
Wow. I
That's it.
mean, that's exactly what this weekend was. It was 1 out of 3.
Well, we're not
SmackDown.
counting NXT, but SmackDown, yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you count NXT, then it's 1 of 4. Did you even
No, it's
watch
two. I
NXT?
heard. No, not even a little bit. I heard NXT was good though.
Okay, but you can't say that because you didn't watch it yourself. So,
I
right
was gonna
as
watch
of
it
right
today,
now,
but
it's 1 of 3.
which is 333 and it gets you into the Hall of Fame.
Who, do you know any results or no?
Not even a little bit. I don't think anything of consequence actually happened on that show because
I was
JC
just,
Jane was on Evolution,
yeah.
so she retained her title.
Yes.
Trick Williams is defending his TNA championship next week.
Oh, it's next week.
No, because he's not the NXT champion; he's the TNA champion.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the TNA championship.
Yeah, that's next week at Slammiversary.
Oh, so
They
never
had
mind.
a contract signing on Great American
I
Bash.
stopped caring. That's the only thing I care of consequence. I want to know if Joe Hendry
Oh,
gets it back or if Ortiz
Mike
gets it.
Santana.
Well,
Mike
what I said.
Santana.
Same
Ortiz is the
difference.
other one.
Yeah, I get them confused. It's the same person.
Not even a little
Are
bit.
they not brothers? They're not brothers, right?
No, no,
Every tag
they're not
team is like
related.
a brother.
They're not related. They're
In
just
my
two Puerto Ricans.
mind.
They're two Puerto Ricans from the Bronx. That's it.
They're both Puerto Rican from the Bronx?
Yes.
That's crazy.
All right, so we're going to be reviewing Evolution today, and Evolution was a banger of a show. This show was great, highlighted by the first and the final matches. Because even though we went into that show saying Becky, Lyra, and Bailey were tired of the feud, they put on a great match.
They did.
So, and then obviously the arguably the greatest cash in of all
Don't
time.
even mention it. Don't even mention it until the end. I don't even want to go over. I don't even know. That is the best part of this show. That thing blew, like our jaws dropped and we didn't
100%.
speak for like a whole minute. The fact that we didn't expect that coming.
That's what's going to be on the thumbnail, though. Like, anyways, all right. So let's get into it. Opening segment. Well, show starts, and Stephanie loves being on camera. Like, I understand this is the women's evolution and revolution, and Stephanie McMahon is a huge part of that. But I didn't need a 10-minute Stephanie McMahon interview to start this show.
Was it 10 minutes? I don't feel like it was 10 minutes.
It was 7:09 when they sent it to
Okay.
Well, maybe that was after like the intro package and whatever, but it was 7:09 when they sent it to Michael Cole.
Okay.
First, but she's out there. She's talking about the women's revolution, who she really wants to see, how much she's really looking forward to Naomi versus Jade, all that stuff. So then we get our first match, and Bailey, Becky, Lyra.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, we were not intrigued with the feud going into the match.
Not at all.
But this match, if not for the main event later, would be in my short list of match of the year candidates.
Okay.
This match was fantastic. All three women played their roles great. It started off hot with Bailey immediately decking Lyra at the outset of the match. And I said to you while we were watching, is like, they're gonna lose this match because the two moron baby faces can't get their crap together, and Becky's just going to take advantage. That actually didn't happen. There was a lot of like really fun reversals, a lot of really fun parts in this match. One of my favorite spots is when Lyra hits a beautiful Northern Light suplex and then a fisherman buster, and she bridges, and Bailey comes out of nowhere with an elbow drop right on Lyra's gut to break up the pinfall. It was insane. Becky retains towards the end as Bailey goes for the rose plant. She hits it. Instead of doing a standard pinfall, she goes for a jackknife pinfall where Lyra's legs are like above her head, a la Rhea Ripley. And Bayley does this weird Cirque du Soleil flip over Bayley's back, grabs her arms, flips her over, and puts her in a backslide for the 3 count. It was a beautiful transition to get that win for Becky to get that win. I love when matches like this end in a wrestling hold, because that was just, it's so different from what WWE usually does. Is when it's usually just finisher 1, 2, 3. No, Becky needed to be the heel, let Bayley get the advantage, and then use her smarts as one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time to take advantage and win the match. And I saw it and I was like, that was a beautiful finish. That was really inventive.
It was a really good match. I don't know about match of the year, but
it's up there. Like, to me, WWE matches of the year are Io, Rhea, Bianca at Mania.
Okay.
Io, Rhea from last night, even though we'll get to the finish. That was an amazing match. But everything they did up until the finish was a fantastic match back and forth. Mm-hmm. And this match was in that category for me. I thought these 3 women really put on a really great show.
I'm not saying they didn't put on a great match. I think the match was amazing. I'm just saying I don't know about match of the year. That's all I'm saying. I'd have to look back. I'd have to think about it, is my point. Like the main event, I don't have to think about. That's definitely up for match of the year. I'm saying this match, I would have to ponder. I'd have to like really sit there and be like, okay, well, what about this one? What about?
It's on the short list. It's on the short list.
Okay, so I'll say that. Yes, it's on the short list for match of the year. It was really good. It was really good. Yeah. I'm just I didn't want Becky to retain. We knew it was going to happen. We talked about it. We said that it was going to happen, but I just didn't want her to. I really wanted to see Bayley win it.
She's doing such great work, and she is actually elevating that championship
she is.
That Intercontinental Championship means something.
We talked about it the other day. I think she's hilarious. As a heel, I think she's hilarious. Mm-hmm. Granted, and we said it last night, again, when she comes out, the crowd does not want her to be heel. The crowd is not eating it at all. It's comparable to the Charlotte situation, only in that Charlotte is actually she's turning into a babyface.
Yes.
They are not having the same effect with Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is not, if anything, I would say it's the opposite, because they're trying
to keep Becky heel. The cheers are getting louder from the fans, which inherently makes Becky a babyface. I'm sorry. If you're a heel and you get cheered, you're a babyface, a la Dominic Mysterio. With Charlotte, they're turning her babyface, and last night at Evolution was really the first time we really saw big cheers for Charlotte Flair.
To the point where you had cheers going, "We want Charlotte, we want
Charlotte" chants. It's just like, what is happening?
100%.
All right. So then we get our only NXT match on the card. The Battle Royal technically is an NXT match, but the only NXT match on the card, JC Jane and Jordynne Grace. And they're both really great wrestlers. JC Jane is finally coming into her own. She's been in NXT for a long time. She was in Fatal Attraction with Gigi Dolan and Mandy Rose, and she was kind of like the third girl in that group. And she's really coming into her own now. This was a fun match. Mm-hmm. Not as good as the first match, but JC isn't the level of wrestler that anybody else was in that match. She's not the level of wrestler Jordynne Grace is. Yeah. Right. But fun enough match. JC knows how to be a heel. Her group on the outside gets involved. I saw, like I said, I'm just picturing that one Northern Lights suplex again that Jordynne hit when JC's leg was behind her head. It was some weird, I was just like, that is an inventive and creative move. So the story of this match was to counteract Fatal Influence. Jordynne Grace recruited
Blake
Monroe / Mariah May, for those, so to be in her corner. And Blake Monroe, once Fatal Influence starts interjecting herself into the match, Blake Monroe starts destroying Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix on the outside to even the odds. She takes the title away from, I believe it was Jasmine Nix, and she holds it in her hand, and we get an Irish whip reversal from JC. So she reverses an Irish whip, and Jordan Grace's back is to Blake Monroe, and Blake Monroe hits Jordan Grace in the back with the title. JC Jane hits her finish. She gets a 3 count. JC retains. So we got a heel turn from Blake Monroe last night during this match. And then she gets into the ring, and even Fatal Influence was looking at her like they weren't sure what she was going to do. She just kind of gives them that sly little look back and then walks away. And then you can see Jordan bleeding from the nose and everything, super upset. Talked about this. Those two women, Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace, have the biggest women stars on NXT. And that's saying a lot because they still have women like Lola Vice and Jada Parker and Lash Legend, who we'll talk about later. But that can be a really good match, not even for the championship.
Yeah.
Then Jordan Grace that might be her final match in NXT before she goes up. Maybe she loses and then goes up.
I thought it was a great match. As you said, not on par with the first match, just due to the wrestling, because Jordan Grace is levels above JCJ. Right? JC what?
JC Jane.
JC Jane. It was my first time watching that girl, so she lucky I remember JC. But yeah, I was gonna say so the match wasn't as good, but it was a great transitional match. Like, it kept the hype going. It was one of those matches that, it could have been a lull. Which in fact, I didn't feel there was really a lull last night. I didn't feel like there was any match that I was like not intrigued by or at least entertained by. So this could have been
battle royal. The battle royal up until the end, but
I agree. The battle royal, but up until the end was really entertaining, and it made up for the rest of the match. So that's what I'm saying. This could have definitively been, especially for someone like me who doesn't watch NXT, who's it's because it's not canon. If it wasn't for the fact that the match was really good, it could have been the lull, and it wasn't. So I was very surprised by that. It introduced me to a lot of people that I'm not familiar with, and of course, I like to see something like that where Jordan Grace she didn't win the match, she got betrayed, and now I'm intrigued to actually see what happens next. Granted, I'm not gonna, because it's NXT, but it makes me want to know what happens next. Don't be upset. I'm just telling the truth. I'm intrigued, but I'm not gonna follow through. You could let me know what goes down.
Wrestling is about the stories, not the championships.
That's what I'm saying. The story was good.
Yeah, the championships are a tool and a plot device to tell the stories. And you can tell this story of Jordan being turned on by her friend, and now she has something to fight for that's not the belt. And then JC can go on and face somebody else. I still say it should be Jada Parker, but whatever.
Jada Parker.
Miss Parker. Okay, so then we get our tag team, 4-way tag team championship match. This match was fun, but it was because of they were trying to tell stories with their teams. You had the story of Raquel still not truly trusting Roxanne a little bit. You had the story of whether or not Alexa and Charlotte were friends, right? You have Zarya and Soruka NXT, but they're not really. That's not really much of a story, other than maybe Zarya is eventually going to turn on her. And then you have the Kabuki Warriors, who are just there to get a pop. I'm like, that's not a real big story. It's just Asuka and Kairi Sane need to be on the show.
Yeah.
Really great match. We talked about this last night. They made Raquel look great during this match.
Yes.
So at the start of this match, Raquel starts and she looks great. She's wrestling like a powerhouse.
Yep.
She's beating everyone down. She's
taking those Kevin Nash words to heart.
Exactly. She's not bumping as much, and then you have the dichotomy of the little one. Roxanne comes in, and Roxanne she's so small that you would think she's going to be super athletic as a wrestler, but that's not her game. She's more of a mat-based scientific wrestler, and her being heel, she's just it's great to watch. Um, Soruka again for the third match in 2 days because she wrestled on SmackDown, she wrestled at Great American Bash, and she wrestled at Evolution. Super athletic, it's just amazing. She's going to be such a star when she gets to the main roster, and she's going to be such a single star.
So just real quick, I just wanted to touch on the Raquel Rodriguez aspect because Kevin Nash called her out, not necessarily called her out, but called out the fact that she's working small.
Yeah.
And he said he hates that because he sees so much more potential in her.
Mm-hmm.
And so she responded. So I just wanted
Okay.
to read that quote. She said, "If that's coming from Kevin Nash, I fully take that to heart. If he thinks I'm working too small, then Mr. Nash, sir, with all due respect, I'll start working bigger. I hope you'll tune in more and watch Raquel Rodriguez grow and get bigger every single time. If anyone knows how to be cool, big, strong wrestler, it's Kevin Nash. He set the bar for us." So
And that's
I love that because so many wrestlers will take something like that and go the opposite route and be like, well, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're an old head,
yeah.
shut your mouth. Um, but in this respect, she was just like, no, because that's who she is. That's who she's
Yes.
emulating. That's who her character is. She is the Kevin Nash to Liv Morgan, Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
So for her to heed his words and understand, and we've seen the change. It
Yeah.
started on SmackDown, and we've seen the change. Like, they're giving her her spots, they're giving her time, they're letting her do her thing, and it's just like such an evolution for that character, no pun intended. For us to see that growth on this show was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, she looked really great last night. Um, there's not many women. I know we spoke about this in the past. There's not many women on this roster who can go pound for pound with her as far as strength.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have Jade, you have Rhea, on NXT, you have Zarya, you have Nia Jax. So yes, she's a bigger woman, but there are other powerhouses on the rosters,
Yeah.
right? So but if when she's facing an Asuka, a Kairi Sane, somebody who's smaller than her, there's no reason for her to be bumping that way.
Yep.
Like if she's like she had a great match last week or 2 weeks ago against Rhea in the no disqualification match
Yes.
at Great America, not Great America, Saudi Arabia, and we saw it there. It's like, dude, we can start to see her really be aggressive, strong powerhouse. To the fact that they let her get the win last night, which was crazy to me. So towards the end of the match,
You
so
kept saying that. You were
Sorukin,
like, I did not expect her to get the win.
I did not
I
expect
expected Roxanne to get the win.
100% because the story is Raquel needs to trust Roxanne. She needs to learn to trust Roxanne, and Roxanne needs to earn it, right? So if Roxanne getting the pinfall last night would have made storytelling sense, but I do like that they're making her strong and getting the pinfall win because too many times her character or characters like her would be the character who's always eating the pinfalls and the losses. And for her to get the win over Soruka, who I think is going to be a huge star, that's telling where they believe she's going to become for the next 6 months to a year while it lives out. So towards the end of the match, and this is my spot of the match, Soruka picks up Alexa and she's holding her by her arms, like behind her. And Zarya goes to set up for a spear. And Soruka kind of does like a backstabber, but she uses her legs to kind of propel Alexa up so that Zarya can hit the spear. Charlotte pulls Alexa out of the way, and Zarya hits Soruka with the spear.
I
And they
love
did
that spot.
such great camera work because then they cut to Charlotte cradling Alexa in the corner, and Alexa just looking up at her.
Like, oh my
And
god,
then,
you just saved
but
me. We are
but
friends.
if you read Charlotte's lips,
Yeah.
Charlotte's petting her head, and she goes, "I got you."
Mm-hmm.
So it's such a great moment, and like it's like they're telling stories, and this is how you get Charlotte as a baby face.
Yep.
Like we didn't know how they were gonna do it, and they're doing it. She got such a pop last night. They gave Charlotte the hot tag, the last woman into the match. Like she's getting popped as a baby face, which I never thought was gonna be a thing.
Yep. But it goes to show, like, it doesn't take a lot for them to switch the fans. It doesn't take a lot, but you have to do it right. And that's the problem. There are moments in time where it's like they show you just how easily they're able to flip the script and make you care about somebody. And then when you don't see it happening to somebody that they're desperately trying to get over, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So towards the end, Roxanne comes in. She hits she throws Charlotte out of the ring. She hits a plancha on Charlotte. Raquel grabs, I believe it's Kairi Sane, and she powerbobs Kairi outside of the ring onto the rest of the women into the match. And then she turns around and powerbombs Sol Ruka with a Tahana bomb. Power bomb, because we had this whole conversation last night about whether or not people know what a Tahana bomb is. It's a pop-up power bomb. She pop-up power bomb Sol Ruka for the 3 count. Raquel and Roxanne retain the tag team championships. All right.
Yeah, so I
was waiting on you.
I think we talked about it in length.
All right. So then we get Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. There were some scary spots in this match.
Yes, there were spots where you were just like, oh my God, she could have killed her.
Trish, for being 50, was moving really well in this match.
She's not 50.
48 was moving really well in this match. However old she is in this match.
I think she's 48.
All right. She was moving really well in this match. But there were a couple of scary spots. On the outside of the apron, she tried to hit that little Hurricane Rana where she just uses the tips of her legs.
Yeah.
And she flips Tiffany out, and she almost bangs her face into the end of the apron. There was another spot where Trish is on the top rope, and she does something. There's another spot where Tiffany tries to hit a Falcon Arrow into a backbreaker, and she loses control of Trish, and she kind of hits the side of her body. Tiffany Stratton goes for a moonsault and lands on Trish's face. Like, this match
that looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
We had to watch the replay to see that it was mostly thigh, but at first it kind of looked like knee.
Yeah, exactly. But it is what it is. These women are, I say, mirror images of each other, and they put on a solid match. I won't say a great match. They put on a solid match.
Yeah, it was a solid match. It wasn't a lull. It was a solid match. It was entertaining. They were entertaining maybe for the wrong reasons, because we kept thinking somebody was going to get hurt, but still entertaining nonetheless. Nothing happened that we didn't know was going to happen. We didn't think that Trish was going to take away the belt. We knew that Tiffany Stratton was going to retain. But yeah, overall, good match.
Yeah, Trish Stratus hits a Stratusfaction of it. Tiffany Stratton kicks out of that. She went for the prettiest moonsault ever a couple of times. Towards the end, she finally hits it and gets the win. And Tiffany leaves, and then the crowd gives Trish a standing ovation. She hits all 4 corners the way she does on her entrances. We discussed this last night. This might have been Trish's final match as a wrestler. She didn't announce it, but it just seemed like if this was going to be her go away, that's
how it came off across. Yeah, but there was no legitimate announcement.
Yeah. All right, so then we get Jade Cargill and Naomi. Fun match.
Yes.
Bianca comes out first. Bianca's special guest referee.
Did a way better job this time.
Except she was a little annoying when she kept checking on them and telling them they can stop fighting because it's too much.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Bianca, shut up and count the pinball. That's just what it was. Naomi carried the majority of this match.
Yeah.
And Naomi had a lot of really great spots. The spot I really enjoyed from Jade was when after Naomi gets the toolbox, she pulls out the chain, and after she wraps the chain around Jade's face, Jade overpowers her, takes the chain out, punches Naomi in the face with the chain, and then she grabs the camera out of the cameraman's hands and she hits Naomi in the chest, in the stomach with the camera.
Yeah.
Abdomen, and then just throws it out of the ring
For no reason.
Just chucks it.
My first reaction was she could have hit somebody. like she did not care. And then you were like, that's an expensive camera.
That's probably a $10,000 camera. Like
they don't care.
Like Michael Cole even said, Wade, you're not getting paid now after she chucked that. like, but yeah, so. And then, so that keeps going on. Spot of the match, though, was when Naomi threw Jade into the announce table and then drop kicked Jade into the screen on the announce table, and sparks and smoke.
They broke two screens.
They broke two screens. They broke the one by the entranceway when they came in, and then they broke the screen on the announce desk on the drop kick. That
one looked bad smoke when she kicked her. Yeah,
it puffed up in smoke, and I was just like, ooh, wow. That looks bad.
Yep.
They get back in the ring. They have tables set up all over the place. It just started pouring outside. I was like, what is that noise? So Jade gets on the ring apron. Naomi grabs a chair. She runs at Jade, just basically puts it in front of her face and just like bulldozes into Jade. Jade falls through the table. I think that's when Naomi busted up her nose too, because she had it in front of her face. She brings Jade back into the ring. I believe she hits the split-legged moonsault. Jade kicks out. Tries to go back to the top rope for what looked like a moonsault. Jade hits her in the back with a chair as they have another table set up below the corner. Jade sets up for a Jaded from the second rope and jumps, literally projects them. It looked like they were shot out of a cannon. They go through the table. Jade gets the pinfall for the 3 count. Fun match. Like I said, Naomi carried most of this match.
Yeah.
And Jade just came out like a superhero. Only needed one move to finish off Naomi. We knew Jade was going to win this. And hopefully this is the blow off until next year. Mania, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But this was fun. Bianca just annoyed the crap out of me in this match. It was too much.
I agree. But she didn't really even do much other than just checking in with everybody every 2 seconds. Other than that, you could have just put a regular referee. It didn't need to be a special referee match. I understood the why you did it, but it didn't need to be a special referee match.
Yeah, I mean, you want to continue the story of the 3 of them, right? And and when she gets back, maybe I don't think she's gonna have a singles feud with Jade, but you have that, back and forth with her where Jade's like, I don't know if I can trust you anymore because blah blah blah, and that's why she's there. And here's the thing, and you mentioned it last night, and I'm not. There was no physicality in this match the way she had physicality in her first time special guest refereeing, and maybe that is because we talked about it. Maybe her and Montez are expected because she did look a little thicker, and that would explain why there was no physicality by her. But we'll see. But if they are, congratulations. If they're not, ignore everything we just said. Because all right. Then we get the Women's Battle Royal.
Yes.
I did not take any notes during this match.
You didn't need
to. Except for the end.
Yep.
I will say they did try to tell stories in this match. Yes, you said it early in the match. Julia and Stephanie face to face early in the match because they had their frenemies in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Hervis trying to protect Chelsea Green throughout the entire year. What's her face?
Zelina Vega.
And Julia. That's the one I was thinking. I was trying to think of her name. Zelina Vega and Julia.
Yeah. She got her get back.
Yeah. So.
Thought Nikki was.
I thought Nikki was gonna win. So the final 4 of this match ends up being Nikki Bella, Nia Jax, Stephanie Becker, and Lash Legend apparently. So Nia Jax is trying to eliminate Nikki Bella. They're fighting. Nia gets onto the apron, and Nikki is inside the ring. So Lash goes to kick Nikki Bella. She moves. She kicks Nia Jax out. She's out. Then we get the three of them: Nikki Bella, Stephanie Becker, and Lash Legend. And Nikki, I forget how Nikki got eliminated. I know Lash eliminated her, but I forget how Nikki got eliminated. But Lash eliminates Nikki to leave it with Stephanie Becker and Lash Legend. They pushed her. She looked great last night, Lash Legend. This was a star-making performance for her. She was another big woman, former WNBA player, drafted in the first round by someone of the teams I don't remember. But she looked like a powerhouse in that match to the point. Oh, that's how Nia almost got eliminated. Lash picks Nia up as a body slam, and walks her to the apron.
Yes, which was an incredible feat that she was able to lift her like that.
And not even lift her, have the core strength to move with her, because Nia's not a small woman.
Yeah.
So Stephanie and Lash are battling. They eventually both get onto the ring apron. Stephanie sets up for Devil's Kiss. She hits Devil's Kiss on the ring apron onto Lash 10 times and just rolls her out of the ring. So Stephanie Becker is going to be the number one contender at Clash in Paris on August 31st, I believe. She'll be facing whoever the World Women's Champion is after SummerSlam. And most likely be, because we'll get into that right now. Perfect segue. So we have the Raw Women's Championship match. We talked about this already. Possibly match of the year.
This match was crazy.
This match was fantastic. So the story coming in was Rhea Ripley has never defeated Io Sky. I need to turn my light on because it just got super dark because it just started raining. Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io Sky. I'm going to keep talking as I walk away. In a singles match in their careers, going back to NXT.
In a singles match in NXT.
I was right there.
I believe it.
Okay, so they had a really great match. A lot of back and forth. They started with chain wrestling. And at one point, I think you had walked away for this. At one point, in the very early of the match, Rhea looks at Io and goes, Io, I respect you. And Io goes, Rhea, I respect you too. And she goes, cool. Rhea says, cool. Now let's fight. And they just start going. That's what she said. And they just start going crazy. They start. I have a lot of notes for this match. Hold on. So Io's dominating the early of this match because that's a story that Rhea can't beat Io. So Io's dominating everything. Everything that Rhea tried to throw, Io had a counter for. Eventually, they fight to the outside. Rhea gets control and starts flinging Io Sky everywhere against the announce table, against the barricade. She starts throwing her.
Well, that's after the ref went down, no?
No, this is still towards the beginning of the match.
Oh.
She starts throwing her into the announce table, into the barricade. After the ref went down, they started brawling into the crowd.
Well, after the ref went down, that's when Rhea really started going ham on her and just started
she started
the crap out of her. I was thinking it was gonna get to the point where she was gonna say F the match and she was just gonna beat the crap, and that's how we get a Rhea heel turn. That's what I thought was about to happen because she was just really putting into her until then Io came back yet again.
Yeah. So, I have a lot of notes. Bullet Train, Rhea kicks out. Io goes for moonsault, blah, blah, blah. I have the list of high spots in this match that we don't have to go into. We'll start from when the ref gets knocked out. So, towards the end of the match, or not the end of the match because there was still like 10 or 15 minutes left after this happens. Rhea's setting up for a super. Both of them are going to the top rope. Rhea goes up for a super kick, so for a superplex. Io wriggles out of it, and Io wriggles out of it and goes for a springboard drop kick from the outside of the ring. And Rhea moves, and the drop kick hits Jessica Carr, taking her out of the match.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Rhea go. That's when Rhea goes nuts after, because when Jessica Carr's out,
Wow.
Io sees that.
I heard that.
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Io is looking at the referee, and then Rhea hits the riptide.
Yeah.
And the crowd counts to 10.
Yeah.
Rhea should have won the world championship right there. And Rhea, realizing she just missed her opportunity to exercise her demon in Io Sky and win her championship, goes crazy, starts beating the crap out of Io. They fight, they brawl into the crowd. They eventually Rhea's still beating her down until they get to the equipment cases.
Mm-hmm.
And Rio tries to set up for a power bomb on Io through a table that was there. And Io, being the little spider monkey that she is, grabs onto the equipment case that's above her while Rhea has her set up for a power bomb, climbs up, knocks Rhea down, and then cross bodies from 20 feet in the air onto Rhea. She brings Rhea back to ringside. They feud. They fight. Io sets up for a. I said I have Io hit sunset bomb to the outside. Okay, so she hits a sunset bomb to the outside. Oh yeah, the power bomb. Sunset flip bomb to the outside. Moves her in. Goes for a moonsault. As she's setting for the moonsault, Jessica Carr is getting up. She hits it. Rhea kicked out. They both go to the top rope. Io hits a Spanish fly on Rhea. Like, this match is crazy. After she hits the Spanish fly and both women are selling, Naomi's music hits. Mm-hmm. And we're both going nuts. I'm like, she's not about to cash in right now on this match. And she goes with her ref to the ringside, and she goes, I want to cash in right now. And the ring announcer, Alicia Taylor, does a great job explaining Naomi is cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase. This match is now a triple threat match. Mm-hmm. Michael Cole goes, this is a triple threat match. It's now no disqualification. And I'm going crazy saying the same thing. As soon as he said that, she grabbed the briefcase, hit Io with it, went into the ring, threw Rhea into the you saw that lightning?
Yes, I
did. Throws Rhea into the ring post, sets up for the split-legged moonsault in the corner a la Rob Van Dam. 3 count on Io Sky. Naomi is your new Raw Women's Champion. That's tell Matt to get out of here. Naomi is your new Raw Women's Champion, and she just celebrates, and it's a great way to end a great show.
Didn't expect that whatsoever. That was not at all in the cards. We didn't expect it. Literally jaw dropped as she was coming out, and it was just an amazing moment. It's great for Naomi, great for her character. She deserves it. I just hate that Io had to lose like that. Damn, that was a great match.
She in a weekend where, and this is the way in my opinion, it's the either second or third best cash in of all time. And in a weekend where Seth Rollins gets hurt, she pulled a Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, when he cashed in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 31, did exactly the same thing. He ran in on. He lost his match to Randy Orton. He lost his match to Randy Orton in the opener of WrestleMania 31, and then cashed in during the Roman Brock match that night to win his first heavyweight championship. Naomi did exactly the same thing. It was such a great moment. Felt so great for her. I'm super excited to see what happens on Monday Night Raw tonight, because with the Seth injury from Saturday Night Main Event and then Naomi tonight, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered tonight on Monday Night Raw. What is Paul Heyman going to do with that briefcase? What is Naomi going to do with the championship? Who's going to be her first feud going into SummerSlam? Is it going to be Io or is it going to be Rhea? Like, there is so much happening. Oh, and Jade is Queen of the Ring. So she has a guaranteed championship match at SummerSlam. But I think because she's on SmackDown, she's going to be facing Tiffany. But it would be interesting if they turned that into another match between Jade and Naomi for the title at SummerSlam.
That would be interesting. No, I agree to your point. Tonight there are a lot of questions to be answered, especially with Seth, because he and his faction that still has no name has been such a focal point
Of
Raw, but also SmackDown because they pop up everywhere. Um, what do you do now, especially if this injury is extensive? What do you do now with that Money in the Bank briefcase if he can't actually wrestle? So there's a lot of questions around that. Um, I'm just very intrigued for Raw tonight. The fact that SmackDown sucks so hard and Saturday night main event was such hot garbage for Evolution 2 to be this amazing. Just and then the crazy part about it is you got two sucky shows followed by this amazing show that the women put on. And then you have Triple H at the end during the press conference refusing to say whether or not they're going to have another one, whether or not this is going to be a yearly thing, whether or not they're going to have another one. He's like, I just don't feel like, the women, they do so much that I don't feel like necessarily they need to have their own thing. The women are amazing, blah, 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 blah. Talking about, like, bruh, just give them their own pay-per-view. They do amazing work on the last two.
Absolutely.
They can do more. You understand?
Big E during the post show said, "Please let's not wait another 7 years for another one."
Exactly.
That's what he said.
I agree.
This was a great show. And sure, maybe you don't need to do it every year. Maybe you do it as a biannual thing. Maybe you do it every 2 years, right? But this show shows that women's wrestling can just be as captivating as the men's, and they can have their spots to main event. I've said this since we've had a women's Royal Rumble. We've had 2 women's main event matches at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Bianca and Sasha Banks, and Becky Ronda and Charlotte. The women should be main eventing one of the 2 nights of WrestleMania. Whoever wins the women's Royal Rumble, that should be main eventing night 1.
I agree.
Like there's no reason to not have it. You're telling me that the Rhea Io Bianca match from this year's WrestleMania shouldn't have been the main event on night 1? That was the best match of the weekend. Mm-hmm. Like women's wrestling, and I understand the old school adage is the men's championship, the number 1 championship, should always close out your show. Mm-hmm. If the women's championship if the story for the women's championship is more compelling than the story for the men's championship, then the women should be main eventing just random shows. Like if Io and Rhea are the best thing on a card, I don't care if it's Cody Cena. Mm-hmm. I want to see Io Rhea main event because they told a better story.
Agreed. But that's why I hated his comments.
I think he had to say that because everything is through the lens of TKO, and they need to see if this show was financially viable. That's the only reason I can see him saying that.
I agree. That's exactly what it was. It has to do with monies, because it always has to do with monies.
I mean, they had 8,500 people in that stadium last night, and you can do small venues. Everything doesn't need to be a 40,000 seat stadium. That was a small venue. 8,500 people. The crowd was hot. I love the fact that the stage where the wrestlers came out wasn't huge, that it was a small little funnel and the crowd was right on top of them, to the point where some of the young kids could reach out and try to touch the wrestlers. Now, if you're a grown man, you shouldn't be trying to touch the women. But if you're a child and you love Bayley, you love Becky, like Becky had that one shot. I don't know if you saw it. Somebody took a shot after she wins the champion the match. She's like next to a young wrestling fan who has Down syndrome, and she's like almost in tears, and Becky's trying to still be the heel, but she understands that this is a moment. So that's what you can have in these intimate venues where the crowd is just on top of you.
Yeah.
And I think they did such a great job with that venue last night.
They did. It was an amazing job. I think the show overall was just amazing, and it really made me care going forward about the shows coming up. Whereas the other two shows did nothing for me whatsoever. They did nothing to prepare me. They did nothing to get me amped. It made me think that Evolution's gonna suck, which it completely didn't. Thank God. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's my
It,
take.
it saved the weekend.
It did. Now let's see what Raw does.
Hopefully it's good. I haven't loaded up a preview yet, but like I said, hope if you can answer those two things for me, what happens when?
Preview has to have changed because again everything was so focused on Seth,
Yeah.
and which at the presser he said that they were gonna get he was still gonna get tested on his knee, an MRI. He was
Mm-hmm.
there at Evolution to watch Becky, but they
Okay.
still hadn't tested his knee.
Gotcha.
So they were going to after this. He was going to the doctors apparently. I think today.
Gotcha. So yeah, we do have a gauntlet match to determine Gunther, the number one contender for Gunther's championship.
Okay.
Tonight, I believe it's CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Penta, and Braun Breaker in a gauntlet match.
Yes, that I heard. And that's for what? For Gunther, right?
Gunther's championship at SummerSlam. So, 4 baby faces out of 5 in this match, by the way.
Nice.
The only heel is Braun Breaker.
Nice.
And then, like I said, we'll see what happens with Naomi. They don't have much of a preview at all on WWE.com.
Okay. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But overall, great show.
Yeah, absolutely. It really ended the smorgasbord of wrestling. Because if you're like me and not like Roman, I watched All In. I paid attention. I didn't watch it. I paid attention to Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, and I still haven't watched Great American Bash. I need to get around to that before NXT tomorrow. But it was 5 pay-per-views or PLEs this weekend between these two companies. It's just like it's so much wrestling. Just
so much wrestling. But what a
so
time. What a time to be a wrestling fan.
What a time to be a wrestling podcaster. It's just
anything else you want to get off, or are you good?
Nah, I think we're good. We talked about Naomi winning the title. Super, super excited. Great, best work of her career. Thank God she's not glowing no more, and her feet don't change colors when she walks.
I hate you. All right, so that'll do it for us. As always, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for those of you who joined us on our first live. That's another thing.
Yes,
we were live on TikTok. We're going to try to do that going forward periodically. Not every show, but periodically we'll try to do some live stuff for you guys. Thank you for the comments, subscriptions, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.